In version 1.4 of our game, we are introducing several important improvements like chat bubbles, dialog manager, first time user experience scene for new players. But before we dive into these features, let's first of all add something that every game needs: sound effects and music. Now to play the background music, you first of all need to decide, do you want different kind of background music for every single scene? For menu there is a different music, for difficult levels there is a different music, so you need to decide that first. And after you are done with that, I am going to use a single music for every place. Now to add background music, you can just import your music, set it as loop and re-import it if needed. Create a scene for it. You have to create a BGM scene, so we're gonna basically add audio stream player, and then in the audio stream player you can attach a script. This is a script I'm using. You can use a constant to preload the music. If you need one music, then you can just directly drag and drop this thing here. If you need like multiple music, then create a constant for that. And then there is just function that is play music, then there is a function that play music level. If you have a centralized version of your game, basically there is a one panel that makes sure everything is connected properly, then in that centralized version you can just call that scene and that method or function, the music will be playing. So if I play the game, so you can see now if I play different scene, now this is a different scene and you can see the music is playing. And if I skip it, this is a different scene, music is still playing. And if I play different scene, music is still playing. Now when it comes to sound design, I don't remember where I read this, but that distinctive sound ding was crafted by game developer and sound designers to create a dopamine response in your brain. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I'm trying to create something similar in my game by playing similar sound whenever you clean an object. So for the sound effects, I'm gonna add sound effects to my keyboard. For that, I'm gonna add a child, add keyboard node. I'm gonna name it keyboard SFX, I guess, and then we can go to the keyboard SFX music, add it. You can play this, play. I'm gonna set the volume to -5, I guess. Now you don't need any kind of a script to play this music, so this is the script that is handling most part of my game. First of all, let's just preload the thing, and then we can just come here. When I clean the keyboard where it is, and here we can just type keyboard sfx dot play, and if I play, you see. So we are done with the audio foundations. Now we can move into developing that chat box system and improving overall game flow. By the way, make sure to watch all the previous episodes. I have been documenting every single step of this game development journey from idea to crafting fundamentals. So check those videos out. And while you do that, why don't you subscribe to the channel? I think we are really close to 300 subs, so that will be a great milestone for this channel. So now I want to start working on Flue, FLUE, and for that I need a text box. Create a text box, and we're gonna make a new scene here. Image text box. Root will be margin container. Yeah, everything looks fine. Okay, so I'm gonna use my old image that I created for buttons. Yeah, this one. Sooner or later I will replace it, so don't worry. The text can't fit in this small image, so we need to make this thing expandable. And for that, where is the scene? Okay, the scene is here. So we're gonna add and path track note. Why are we using this? You can check the video in the description. Great. 16. So expand it. Okay, so this is basically using tiling method, so the corners will not be weird. Now this is the chat box. Now we need text for it, so we're gonna use margin container, and inside that we're gonna use label. Sorry, label. So basically this will make sure that the text is inside the box and the label is the text. You can write whatever here and it will be inside the text. Vertical alignment should be middle, and if you want to change color, theme, font, or etc, here you can do it. I want to change the color to black. If I write sim, it's working fine. So it is basically auto resizing text. Okay, you can change font here. Do we have font already installed? No, we don't. I will have to find a font. Okay, margin, we need to fix margin. You can see the text is really close to the border. So for that, as you can see, margin container, you need to modify something here. This is the text and this is the margin container. This makes sure the text is inside the graphic that we created. So the margin should be inside a theme override. Okay, 8 8 8 8. I'm copying all these settings, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know. So our text box is ready. It looks fine. Okay, obviously the font looks off, but it's okay. Okay, now we also need a timer. Name it text box timer. Okay, on sort, make sure it's on, and let's remove everything here. We need script. Okay, so let's change this. Now the script part I'm not gonna share here. You need to go and watch that video. He will discuss it better than me. I'm also learning. Okay, so I want to focus this part, so I need my 100% focus here. Oh, we are done writing the script. Let me try to explain. Basically, first of all, we are calling the margin container and label here. Also, we are calling the text box timer here. And this constant of max width, self-explanatory, variable. These are basically timers that we call here. Signal display is a signal that we need when basically we are done displaying all the text. So we need something to tell us that we are done displaying the text. Now this basically waits for the change in the size of the box container, and this makes sure that the new size is not exceeding the limitation that we have set, which is max width, which is around 256 characters. Now this part basically removes every text in the label, so we can start displaying the new text. This part of the script is basically refining the script, and this makes sure only one character is displayed at a time, and this makes sure that every punctuation have the punctuation timer, every space have the space timer. Now I think we need to add connect this to the, so we are gonna connect. Now we can edit this to this, what did I name it, man? Yeah, this function, paste it here. Now we are done with most of the thing when it comes to text box, but now we need dialog manager. Basically this is a scene and we will need to use this scene multiple times in our main scene, not the main scene, this main scene. Sometimes the text will be here, sometimes the text will be here. For these things we need dialog manager. So let's make the script, name it dialog manager. This will be inside settings, global, auto load, and open. Okay, let's add. Now this basically makes the this script available anywhere in the game. Now we also need to write the script for dialog manager, so let's get to it. Now this part of the code is basically true false, allowing the letter to go if there is no text already on the display and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to implement it. Now I basically created a button here. This button also have a script, and basically this is the text that I want to display. But when to display that text? When the button is pressed. And basically we are calling dialog manager, starting the dialog manager, defining the position, and calling the lines that we have created. So let's try to run this code. Now one of the problem that I'm facing is the game is working fine. The tutorial is playing. If I play escape and the main menu comes up, then if I play as guest, the game starts. Everything is working fine. You can even see the flu scene was first, node scene was last. Okay, but the problem that I am having is that this works on PC. This is not working on phone. Now I don't know why it is not working on the phone, but basically how I have set these things up is I have four scenes. The first one is start, then the second one is main, third one is flu, and the fourth one is node 2D. There are a lot more scenes than these, but these four are the most important one. The start scene launches first, and this scene basically checks if the user has opened the app for first time, and it will also check if the user is logged in or not in future. Right now I haven't added any login feature in the game. For now it just checks if the user is first time user or second time user. If it is a first time user, it plays the flu scene, and it also give access to the main menu scene. Flu scene is basically the tutorial scene that I have made, welcome to the game and all that. And the main scene is basically the main menu that gives the user to play as guest, and then it will also give the login option. And if the user is not opening the app for first time, he will get direct access to the main game. Everything is working fine, but in phone I am getting stuck at this start scene. I tested it by giving the start scene a background color of black and purple, and yes, the screen got black and purple in phone. So yes, the game was stuck at start scene. Basically, I'm replacing the start scene with just a script. First of all, I think we need a constant. I think this is good enough function for checking if it is a first launch or not. And now I'm gonna just make these two scenes, play game and play flu. Let's make play game first, I guess. Okay, let's launch the game. Okay, we got the game. Now in the start scene, I have just added this config launch game stats. Basically, this will run the uh, this part of the functions, which will check if it is a first launch or not. And if it is a first launch, it will play the flu scene. If it is not the first launch, it will play the game scene. Okay, if I play the game. So the game has started. That means this is not the first launch of the game. How can we check that? In the settings folder, you can see first launch is false, meaning this is not the first launch. Now if I close the game and if I set this to true, save it, and if we launch, the flu scene should play. It will have a skip button. Just a reminder. Now here you can see the skip button. That means it is a flu scene. If I skip it, the game has started, and still it will play the flu scene every time because I have to write a function that will set this first launch to false after the flu scene has played. I'm sorry, we can write it over here. We will have to config dot set value, and we will set this true to false, and we have to save the config file, and this should work. I hope the order of stuff is correct. So let's see, what is it? This is first launch true. So if we play the game, so the tutorial is playing fine, and if we check the setting file, it has been set to false, meaning if I skip it and if I relaunch the game will start. Everything looks fine till now, but I also need to add one more scene, which will be the main menu scene, where user can decide he wants to play as guest, which will be a local save, or he can go for online save, which will need a login, username and password and stuff like that. I will only add this part when I have this login thing set up properly.